We're inching closer to the 4th of July. And with the 4th of July brings the 3 F's: family, food, and of course, fireworks. So on today's episode, we are going to be talking about how to get ourselves ready, or more like get our dogs ready, for the potential of the big, bad boom. Let's go ahead, get into that next. All right, let's get into this week's episode. So, as you guys heard in the beginning, we are going to be talking about the 4th of July. It is coming up here in a few weeks, and so I figured it'd be a good time to talk about fireworks and having a plan and kind of diving into it, just because I know it gets talked about a lot, but I feel like it can never be talked about too much because every year people seem to have issues. Before we do that, guys, like always, this episode is brought to you by On Dog Training Academy. It's an online course-driven website. Check that out. We are in the process of building some new courses. So if you hit that subscription button, which is up on the top right side of the website, we will send you emails, not too many, I promise, with updates on courses when they're launching and everything like that. On top of that, we have also started a Facebook page, the Learn, Laugh, Bark podcast Facebook page, that if you join, you will be able to comment. I pinned the question on the top saying, hey, what do you guys want me to talk about? Not that I'm running out of ideas, but I'd like to know what's on your guys' mind. What are you guys thinking for topics? What would you like me to talk about? And I will do my best to dive into some of those issues if I can. So definitely go into the search and look for Learn, Laugh, Bark podcast on Facebook. And we'll probably be creating some more on different platforms. But for now, Facebook is just the easy one. So definitely check us out there and submit a question or advice on what topic you'd like me to cover next. So let's go ahead. Let's dive into the 4th of July. So people obviously know that fireworks are going to happen. Fireworks are part of 4th of July. And every year, this time of year, if you're on Facebook or you're wherever, you're on any, basically, social platform, you get people who are pleading with everybody, don't light off fireworks. Don't light off fireworks. And there's a whole array of different reasons why. Obviously, there's you've got your veterans that have some PTSD issues, and this can become very triggering to them and a problem, and I totally understand and respect that. The other issue is also then people with their dogs. Well, my dog is afraid of fireworks. And obviously, it'd be great if we could control this to some degree. But where we live, it's been illegal to light off fireworks for a long time, yet they're still around. So the way I look at this is we can sit there and complain about the issue that people are lighting off fireworks until our hair turns gray, falls out, and then that's it, right? We could do this forever, and probably nothing will be fixed. It won't stop, is what I'm trying to say. So instead of that, I feel like we need to turn around and go, okay, we need to be prepared. We need to prepare our dogs. We need to have a plan. If you're one of these people whose dogs have issues with it, then we definitely need to make sure you have a plan. If you're one of the people whose dogs don't have issues with it, there's definitely some things you should be doing and not taking for granted, and we'll get into those as well. So let's just look at the big issue is the fear of fireworks, the fear of the big boom. Now, most dogs who are afraid of fireworks also are afraid of loud, sudden noises and or maybe like thunder and different things like that. Obviously, things that are less out of our control. And I just feel like what we need to be doing is spending less time telling people not to shoot fireworks off and more time getting ourselves prepared, potentially trying to work our dog through the issue, and being ready for it. Because honestly, Like I said before, this isn't going to stop. We need to accept that fireworks are going to happen. You're going to hear a lot of big booms, and we just have to be ready for it. So ways you can be ready for your dog, I think there's a big list of them, but there's some main ones. The first one is, if you have an outside dog who's afraid of fireworks or afraid of thunder, that dog needs to come in for that weekend. Don't look at 4th of July as a one-day thing. Look at 4th of July. I mean, it's summertime anyways, so people light off fireworks randomly. But when it comes to like the big bulk of fireworks, think about it over the holiday weekend. Wherever that falls, people are going to be lighting fireworks off before 4th of July, after 4th of July, and beyond. So I feel like don't treat it as a one-day event. Treat it as a weekend. Okay, you know what? If I have an outside dog, I'm going to bring my dog inside. If I have a dog who spends most of the time outside, I'm going to do it supervised. I'm going to be ready and not just allow my dog to have to suffer through the fireworks and be afraid for a couple reasons. The first reason, like if you have a dog that's scared, when a dog gets extremely fearful, this is where instincts start to take effect. If you have a dog who's fearful, that's when the fight or flight kind of kicks in. Well, when you're hearing a noise that is not identifiable, meaning they can't just go, okay, it's happening right there. Or maybe they can because they see the big flash, but it's not something they can like fight. Their next reaction is to flight, right? Run away. And so if the dog just runs away, this is where we start to see, and if you pay attention to any lost dog places on Facebook or anywhere else, or if you're on any community pages, watch how many dogs go missing over the 4th of July weekend. It increases quite a bit. And that's because people treat it like it's any other day. They let their dog out, fireworks go off, dog freaks out, runs away. But when a dog is scared, they're going to run. They don't know where, but they're going to run. And maybe they go and hide somewhere, but they just might run away. The fight or flight kicks in and they're out of here. They're gone. There's nothing to fight. They're leaving. So that's something to keep in mind, keep your dog secure. And if you have a dog that's not afraid, that doesn't mean taking them to fireworks shows. Like if you go somewhere where there's a party and people are going to light fireworks off, leave your dog at home, inside, secure and safe. Don't bring them with. I hear, again, a lot of these stories every year where it's like, well, we went to a party, we went to a fireworks show, and the fireworks went off. My dog slipped his collar because people seem to not be able to tighten collars appropriately, backed out of his collar, slipped his collar, ran away. We lost him. We can't find him. And that's sad. It's absolutely sad, and it's absolutely preventable. Your dog probably doesn't want to go with you to watch fireworks. I can almost say that with a guarantee. Your dog doesn't give a crap about fireworks. It's just going to either scare them or make them weird or worried or whatever might happen. And so keep your dog at home. Keep them home. Keep them safe. Dogs, I don't blame dogs. They don't understand what that is. Some dogs are okay with it and they're like, yeah, whatever, loud booms, it doesn't bother me. But that doesn't matter. Like, anything can spook a dog. And if something spooks a dog enough, your dog's gone. They're out of here. Take this knowledge right now. I mean, it's not like we're going to be surprised by fireworks on the 4th of July weekend. This isn't a surprise to us. We've done this for years, guys. We know this is coming. Take steps now to prepare your dog then. This is something, if you know your dog has a firework or a thunder or whatever issue, this is something you should be actively working on all the time. Like I said, instead of complaining on social media that people shouldn't be lighting off fireworks, because that won't help, they'll still do it. Take that time and put it into your dog. When there's a thunderstorm, work on counter conditioning. If you have a young puppy that isn't showing any fears of it yet, continue to desensitize them to that. Make it a positive. Make it fun. Hey, let's play ball during a thunderstorm. Not in the thunderstorm. In the house, please, where it's safe. But do something entertaining. Same thing when the fireworks start going. If a loud noise is an issue, there's so many things we can do to be proactive. But we tend to sit back and be reactive. Oh, the firework just went off. Oh my gosh, now I need to figure out something. Our panic creates stress in our dogs even more. So you have a dog who's already nervous with fireworks, and now we're stressing because there's fireworks going on. It's going to add just more fuel to the fire of crap, and we just don't need it. We don't need it. We don't want it. So be prepared, whether it's training ahead of time, Or coming up with a plan where, hey, I'm going to have my dog inside. If I let my dog outside, especially if I don't have a fence, but maybe if your dog's fear is bad enough, even if you have a fence, and I don't consider invisible fence a fence, not at this, because if a dog is scared and wants to run away, they don't care about that correction. They are running through that invisible fence. Maybe a physical fence will keep them in, but even still, if your dog's fear is enough, bring them out on leash for that weekend. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it's a complete inconvenience, but you know what's more of an inconvenience? Losing your dog and trying to have to go find them. That is so much harder. And so just kind of come up with a plan. Hey, I'm going to have my dog kenneled when it gets dark out. I'm going to let my dog out, go potty. Maybe the last potty for that day is right before dark. I'm going to potty, and then I'm going to put you away in a safe place, a kennel, a room, whatever. We're going to turn the music on. I'm going to close the blinds so that if there are local fireworks going, maybe you don't see the flash. It doesn't affect you as much. Or maybe I'm going to play a game with you. What's your dog's favorite game? Fetch? We'll play that in the house. Sure. Maybe some puzzle games, some treat games, whatever. Give them a really good chew, something to do. Be ready, be prepared, be proactive, not reactive. Just have that plan. Be ready. Because like I said, guys, before, we're never going to stop people from lighting off fireworks. And you know what? I don't know if I want people to stop lighting off fireworks. This is part of 4th of July. This is part of the celebration of our independence. So I'm fine with it. I just prepare myself and I'm ready to go for when this stuff happens. If you talk to someone who has PTSD towards fireworks or anything like that, they have a plan. They're like, you know what? I stay in the house. I put headphones on. I listen to music. I watch movies, whatever, because they're ready and they're prepared. You know, I've talked to people, I know people personally who have PTSD for these type of things, and they are encouraging, they want people to celebrate the 4th of July. They don't want it to just end because it's inconvenient to them or it makes them, stressed. They do what they have to do to kind of just drown it out, and everything seems to be better. Not saying it's perfect, and I don't want people getting on here and arguing with me or anything that, oh, well, I'm disrespectful to animals or soldiers or people with PTSD or whatever. I'm not. I completely, feel for you people, but at the same time, I'm being realistic, and I think that's sometimes where we forget. We have to be realistic with the situation. Unless they're going to police fireworks so much that they're going to completely squash everything, which isn't going to happen. Fireworks are something we're going to have to live with forever. And we need to be prepared forever. So get your dog, train them, get them comfortable with being around fireworks. And you know what? If it just isn't happening, if your dog just can't handle it, don't jump on social media and complain. Be proactive, come up with a plan, and be like, you know what? I'm going to have this music on. I'm going to have my dog safe and secure. And you know what? If it's a little stressful for my dog, maybe I'll just hang out with my dog that night and we'll sleep in the same room together. I'll do something to comfort my dog to make them feel a little bit better, but I'm not gonna, sit there and bitch about the fact that people are doing it. It is what it is. We just have to accept it and just try to be prepared. And like I mentioned before, if you are getting a dog or have a new dog that isn't afraid of it, do not, I'm going to say this, and my hands are moving violently right now, even though you can't see me. Do not take this for granted. I say this when we talk about socializing dogs. I'll say this about fireworks with dogs or thunder with dogs. If your dog is good with this stuff, don't take it for granted and then just go, yeah, it's fine. When these loud situations happen, make a point to make it fun. Make a point to do something fun with your dog. When there's thunder, my reaction with thunder is, sometimes thunder makes you jump. Well, if I jump because of thunder, I try to jump up and then grab a toy and play with my dog. Make my dog think that thunder made me engage into game playtime. That's what I want, as opposed to getting up, running to the window and going, oh my God, what happened? Oh my God, what happened? And I'm guilty of it. I've done it. I've done it before, and I've probably already told this story about, we had a really bad storm that hit our area probably, I think this is going on 3 years now, that my dog was almost considered bulletproof to loud noises and stuff. He was awesome. And this storm came, and we had softball-sized hail that broke through our windows and shattered our garage, broke our garage door, broke our roof, our siding, everything. And like I said, we had hail in our house. And that, unfortunately, because it was just almost too much for me to handle, that I was actually getting worried. I was I wasn't like panicking. I was just like, everything was intense. So you're reacting intense. The whole situation basically created a anxiety in at that time he was 3.5 year old dog who had never shown signs of issues, and suddenly it became an issue because it was that traumatic. It was that traumatic to us. It was definitely that traumatic to him. Since then, even sometimes fireworks and stuff gets him nervous now because it's that loud noise, and it's almost like a PTSD type of thing because of the event that happened. Now, I don't sit there and complain about it. I just go, you know what? We're going to turn the music on. So when storms happen, we turn up music, we play games, we try to make it a positive experience, and it's gotten him better. But that fear is still there a little bit, So he's definitely not a dog I would take to fireworks shows. I wouldn't take any dog to fireworks shows. But it's just something we have to live with. So don't take for granted that your dog is awesome at this. Do some stuff to be prepared just in case. Do your best, because I do think had we have not been proactive and really got our dog comfortable with loud banging noises, that the end result of this storm that we got affected by probably would have been even greater, and he would have been even more stressed, and to the point of maybe being self-destructive or destroying his kennel or something even worse than what we're dealing with now, which is minor, but you can see it affects him. So young dogs, new dogs, whatever, if your dog is awesome with fireworks and thunderstorms and stuff like that, continue to make it a positive. Don't take it for granted. And if you're going to be gone for the 4th of July and your dog's going to be home and there's going to be fireworks, turn the radio on. Do something to drown it out a little bit, even if your dog doesn't care. Because what if they do? It's easy to be proactive and keep the good things rolling than to be reactive. And when the crap hits the fan, you're sitting there trying to catch up, and you never catch up, I don't think. So hopefully, guys, this has been helpful. Definitely get out there and get working with them. Come up with your plan of action for the 4th of July, and it should not include bringing your dog with you to any fireworks shows, because that doesn't help. You create issues more than fix issues or help issues if you bring your dog to a fireworks show. I can almost promise you. And keep them safe, secure over the 4th of July. I do think we have a couple more episodes that we are going to be doing before the 4th of July, but I wanted to get this one out there just because I feel like it's good to be prepared ahead of time. I didn't want to have this episode, air right before 4th of July, and then you're like, well, geez, I'm not prepared, and I didn't think of this stuff, or whatever it might be. So you guys have a couple weeks here, whatever it is, to kind of come up with a plan and be ready for it. And that's it. So hopefully, guys, this was helpful for you. Come up with your plan. Be ready. Be proactive, not reactive. I'm going to say this in a lot of different episodes. Be proactive, not reactive. It will help you out a ton. Come up with your plan. Keep your dog safe. And then hopefully you guys enjoy your 4th of July. And, well, if there's fireworks, there's fireworks. And we just have to go and accept the fact that that's what's going to be happening, because it's how it's always been, I guess. And we just have to assume there's going to be fireworks to some degree. So thank you guys for listening this week, and we'll see you guys next time.